Okay. Right. I fuck. I already can tell. I need turn on my fan. Woo. All right. I also believe I need to turn exposure here. There we go. Oh shit, we left off playing Strike. Oh boy.
Good day. May your enemies fall.
Go.
As soon as she gets the part, squads can get back to training against machines. It'll be proof.
This is where we'll make our
Today will
stand.
demand a sharpened blade.
Yeah, there's still. I heard from our scouts.
With your blade amongst us, we will defeat.
We held off for Dollar once.
With a single camera.
I feel like playing some. Okay, back for more, huh?
I feel like I need to do more. For the clan.
Oh, those look like some tough pieces. We'll stick with our same set.
Let's go.
Alright, same strat as last time. Burrowers in the center. I'm gonna put a scrapper there.
Champion! I have strike pieces to trade.
What maybe? No, to do scrappers, all that. Sky Drifter. Here. Charger. Here.
Your turn.
If you need any pieces for your strike set, let me know.
Oh god, is she gonna? Is it glitch? Gonna fucking talking?
Guess I'm up. Show me
That
what you
piece
got.
can move a lot. 4 points.
Looking to collect more strike pieces?
Oh, shut the
I
fuck
may
up!
have what you need.
My move.
Yep, saw that coming.
You're up, Outlander.
Yeah. Get him.
Feel like getting some new strike pieces, Aloy?
And there goes my entire strategy. And down it goes.
Want some new strike pieces,
Oh my God.
champion?
Don't want to play anymore?
I want to get rid of the glitch of her
Fine with
fucking
me.
talking.
So what?
I'll be seeing you, Outlander.
I finally.
Guess you need time to think about it.
Time for some strike.
I swear. If she continues to talk during the match, I'm gonna get annoyed. Alright, I don't know, the charger's very useful during this. feel like the fang horn might be.
I'm going to enjoy taking you down.
Want some new strike pieces,
Oh
champion?
my god. Why won't she shut up?
Board's all yours.
Champion, I have strike pieces to trade.
Shut the
Here
fuck
I
up. Why is she glitched like that? I don't want to hear her talk.
Make a move. If you've got the stones for it. My turn.
Looking to collect more strike pieces? I may
Christ,
have
dude.
what you need.
Shut up. Hi, Meta. I
And it's gone.
love you too, Meta. And get that grocery food. I words. All right, so these pieces
If you
got
need
some
any
fucking
pieces
range
for
on
your
them.
strike set, let me know.
And the game is glitched and has a person continuing talking in the background, and it annoys me a lot.
Your turn.
Fuck. Okay, this person, they are not moving where I want them to move. Screwing us
Feel
up.
like getting some new strike pieces, Aloy?
No, I don't feel like getting new strike pieces. Shut up.
My turn.
And I like, fuck, I can't mute.
That one's off the board.
If you need any pieces for your strike set, let me know.
If you need any pieces for your strike set, let me know. Alright, so that only does one. I don't want.
Guess I'm up. Board's all yours.
Feel like getting some new strike pieces, Aloy?
Here I go.
Yeah, I'm just gonna forfeit.
Guess we're stopping here.
Because I can't focus when the
So
AI
better
is
keep
just
practicing.
constantly talking in the
Looking to
background.
collect more strike pieces?
Shut up,
I may have what
Lakata.
you need.
Holy crap.
We held.
You don't need to talk every 3 seconds. Wow. Ugh. Blood for the blood god. The roller back.
Take it to the melee.
If Regala wants a fight,
As I was saying, you'll need courage for the battle to come.
Ooh, that's pretty far away. Alright.
Hard training against machines. That's what our soldiers
That's-
need.
We'll get us thing.
Honor
We'll unlock stuff. We need to unlock things.
You'll have to dismount.
I'm climbing. How do I climb? How do I get inside you? Ah! Big brain! I thought I saw marking of a data point. Oh, there are other graphics. Open sesame! I guess not. Must be my imagination.
This is Romeo requesting status update. Flight 41, you need to adjust your course to avoid the swarm. Can you respond? Over. Flight 41, please acknowledge. My sensors are showing their cabins depressurized. I think the crew's gone and they're on autopilot. Flight 41's a ghost flight.
Whatever happened to the people on that plane? They weren't there to respond. There must be another flight recorder transmitting a signal. Maybe I can track it down.
Oh, the music. Ah! Landed it. Off a feeling that that outpost point is the one I'm going to be attacking. What's her fate? Crap.
I'll leave you here. Roller back. Just like Kala said. Gonna have to take it down. shock ammo against that machine.
Thanks.
It's fallen!
Gosh. Go that way. Trigger my acid. Trigger my acid. Nerd. Trigger the fucking acid. Go over there. Ha! Nerd. spots are. Got him.
It's over. Time to salvage that sinew.
Woo!
There. I should get back to Kala. Hand over the parts.
It did a pretty good job knocking off pieces from him. I deserve that. Yep. No, you don't. Nerd. Okay, I just
May honor call. Walk in strength, friend.
The final battle
you
for
were there?
Gala.
And the chief.
Did you find the parts we need for the ballista?
Do you have the parts for...
I've got the parts you need for the ballista.
Excellent. We'll get it fixed up right away, and then the arena will be ready. You're welcome to fight anytime.
How does it work?
Simply speak to me, and I'll arrange a challenge for you.
And any medals you win from fighting, you can exchange with me for some of the tribe's very best equipment.
ooh, I like equipment.
Not just from the arena, but also medals won at hunting grounds. After upgrading your gear, I think you'll come to favor me over Kala.
I'm
Right.
here to help train our squads. It's not a popularity contest.
Good thing for you. I'll take my leave then. Come talk to me if you win, or if you have soldiers' tags to turn in.
Well then, if you'd like to fight in the arena now, we can set it up in no time.
What is?
I'll give it a shot.
Let me see what it's.
Good. We'll reopen with the champion in the ring. Better ready yourself.
Are you ready to put your machine gun in the jump? Okay. Oh. Oh. Oh, this sounds scary. Okay.
We'll see you later, champion.
Okay.
Maybe I'll take you up on that.
Showing off is a waste of energy.
1 point.
Aloy, need to turn in some tags or trade some medals? Maybe you won some from hunting grounds. Or the arena.
I found some of the tags you mentioned before.
Good. The squad mates and families of the deceased will be grateful. Here, a small reward for your efforts. But don't let your guard down. There are still many outposts in the wilds.
Oh boy, here we go. Okay. Ah. I want that one. Also, that one. And that. I want them all. Alright, so I can get some purple. Not get. Alright. Okay, I see how this works. Oh, I see. Legendary, gift arena. Buy these. Last sling could come in. Hmm. I don't want the plasma spike. Buy that. Sharp shot. I think I'm gonna take the upgraded. What? I want all this stuff.
Good luck on the hunt.
Oh, sorry.
No problem.
Well, I guess I should go.
Safe travels.
Dad. Targeting hunter. Ah, okay. That's what that arrow means.
Regala will fall.
Oh wait, I did not. Fuck. Alright, I'm gonna swap the hunter. Oh. Yeah, that just did acid damage. We don't need that.
I've heard of you, Outlander.
I'm gonna store. Store those. Store. Store that. We want our fire hunter bow also comes with acid. I don't want to. Guess right now, fighting the arena at the low level, that rope cast don't. Draw or charge it. That'd be good for that. This one. Stealth.
Next time I will take your shards.
Nope. Okay. Definitely want to upgrade these. We'll upgrade this. Any other blue weapons we got that want upgrades? Nope.
Well, don't mind her. So, I've been thinking. I'm going to petition to join the Chief's Guard.
Targeting Hunter arrow. Oh, the Berserk arrows, dude. Ah, okay. That'll be good during. Ooh, that is gonna be crucial
Be an honor to train you.
for these arena fights at the later level. Okay. Well, let's do these.
Let's see how you do against our machines.
I have to hunt some scrappers. I want to fix the overflow.
Ow, they won't let me move!
You have guts,
heal every
champion.
time.
Show us what you got.
Long leg and a Ravager, huh? That's it?
A lot of acid to break down. Work that machine to a frenzy.
Why are they so focused on this? Fuck off, would you? Jesus Christ, give me some air to breathe. There's obviously there's no higher spot for me to escape to, so I'm forced to roll around. How? Yeah, sure, fuck off. Oi, fuck off. Cool. It works. I should have gotten the rope faster. Why couldn't I stealth strike? Bullshit. I can't hit any of its parts. Ugh. Okay, I need...
Never a dull moment when you're...
All I need to use... Rope cast. No. I need you in place of... Got.
ready to test your skills and...
I'm gonna get roller back and a spike snout.
Looks like it's stronger than shock damage.
Now, roll, Aloy, fucking roll. That one was pretty smooth. Okay. Fuck. Fire acid. Whoa, hi, fucker. Cool. Yeah, I had so much time to dodge that. Oh, fucking. The combat. They have put too many element shit in this game now. There's too much elements to worry about. It's like, how do I keep that thing away from me?
I'll stay with the help.
Yeah, sure. Where the fuck is that? Yeah, cool. Ayla, get the fuck. Oh my fucking god. That is not at all where I was saying to go. Cool. This snake. That ability is the most bullshit one, because there's no dodging. Oh! I hate the snake so much. We don't want to fight. 47 seconds. How the fuck? Boss Strider. Let's see. I think I could. I think I can handle that. Ooh, I only have a minute to do it though.
Bridgewater woman could help here.
I feel like this one is a pretty easy answer. I love that the enemies didn't attack each other at all. You know, like it says that they're supposed to. The combat in this game is ass. I'm sorry, there's too much to worry about now in this fucking game. I have to worry about so many different fucking ammo types. This isn't fun. Constantly have it, like I can't, at least in Zero Dawn, I was able to, like, I could look at an enemy, know exactly what kind of ammo I needed for that enemy. This game, I have to constantly check because there's just too much to have to memorize. There's way too much to memorize, man. Isn't fun. Acid. Why aren't they fighting each other? And not like I rolled out of the way.
Getting somewhere. Alright, I can smoke bomb.
Let's retest it.
That's better. That's how you do it. I'm loving the spike thrower though. Spike thrower is a lot of fun. Oh fuck. 2 wide maws, 2. Fuck, I hate burrowers so much. Those fuckers are annoying. Okay, hold on.
Seeing you in the arena.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see. We got points to spend. To increase my damage. Care about Val. I never use Valor. I literally do not see a point in using the Valor. Maybe it would make things easier, maybe? I have yet to see. I feel like it doesn't shit. No problem, Meta. Okay, in the fucking arena. Some quests. Kinda wanna see if I can...
Good day.
What can I do for you, Aloy?
Yeah, need a lot of arena metal before I can start buying any stuff. Ooh, I'm not far away from new armor though. And I want the Thunder Warrior armor. You know what? I think we keep going.
Earn more
because-
medals and the
I need to get going.
Of course. Good luck.
I need 54 medals for Thunder.
Welcome back.
Whew. Okay. Breathe. Two wide maws and 4 burrows. Maybe. No, I think normal strat.
Should be able to override that canister.
Alright, so what are we? God. Fuck off! Why are you... Fight each other, you asshats! I'm so good. That one was actually an easy one. Okay, so we have 48. Yeah, we gotta do from the deep. We got a Tide Ripper and Snap Maws. Fucking yeah, they gotta give us ammo I don't want, weapons I don't want to use. Alright, what? Piece of build up. Okay. Oh, what in the...
Part of the machine was shocking me.
Alright, we got shock and frost. Shock. Will you let me select that? Get off the fucking... This game pisses me off. Come on. Yeah, how the fuck? Okay, sure. And then this weapon is impossible to fucking select. And then that thing's not bothered by the shock. Hey, this enemy, weak to shock. You're hitting with shock? Nah, it's not gonna get affected at all. Yeah, weak to fucking shock. And then they don't give me the weapons that I actually want to use. They're really weak to shock. Why wasn't... Oh yeah, that makes sense. Why won't you throw the fucking thing? Fuck off. Brimhorn, 2 Ravagers. I'm not doing that yet, no.
Our soldiers won't forget.
Ah, Aloy.
Medals. That's 64. I'm grabbing... I'm grabbing...
Come back when you want to look at some real gear.
What do you mean? You telling me my Nora gear isn't
Okay.
real gear?
I have to go.
Understood.
That's rude.
Walk with the 10.
Oh! Finally have access to best gear in the game. It'd be...
There's the Outlander who
It'd be cool. Alright, we're gonna store... this. This is useless. This is... have anything soft shock? You have a rope. I'll keep it. Oh.
the cool route. Victory buys a place in life.
It's cheap to upgrade. We'll fucking upgrade it. Why not? Oh, that's a lot of materials needed. Alright. Okay. Yeah, let's return. Base.
Regal is on the march. The fate of the tribe.
Oh wait, I can put. I can't. Rock. Selling something new, my guy? Ooh, shock. Oh, no.
Sit.
Your loss.
Please.
What rumor you got for me?
I spotted a group of Osram salvagers wandering the edge of the desert, near the southwestern border. I'd report it, but I don't think they'll last long. If the machines down there don't get them, the storms will.
Oh, that's kind of you.
Yeah.
Sounds
Keep
like
your
those
eyes
Osram
open
could
out
use a
there,
hand.
soldier.
I'll keep an eye out for them if I'm down there.
Back to the base we do. Bonk.
Oh, this snow's coming down heavy.
The base. I love our very creative name. Very unique. That no one else would think of it.
Yeah, like this? Oh,
You're not waving a hammer around, Aaron. Try a gentler touch.
and my big sausage fingers don't really do gentle, okay?
Bring it back. Trace the line. To your right. Other right.
I just saw it. It's the one Aloy found up north. Gotcha. They call it a concussion beat party or something. Yeah, now that's music.
Aloy!
Erend, you're all better. And you're here.
Well, the world only goes on if you can do your thing. We learn fast enough, we help make that happen. You want all the backup you can get, right?
We still have much training to do, of course. One does not become hunter in a day.
Each seed grows at a pace of its own. Doesn't mean it won't bloom. You should know your Tanakh friend arrived.
Katalo.
I heard their warriors drink people's blood. I want to sleep with one eye open.
I think he's seen enough blood for a lifetime.
I showed him to one of the rooms. He seems to appreciate the privacy.
Looks like you've got things under control. I should get this to Gaia.
Right. We'll keep on training. Catch up as fast as we can.
I'm seeing glyphs in my dreams already.
Well, while you've been off gallivanting around, I've been working with Gaia to find out more about the land gods. So from where I'm standing, you're in need of some training. Come along.
Okay. Oh, and I delivered your message to Talana. She headed for that Oseram camp you two were looking for, to the southwest. The old ones created so many wonderful inventions to help others. To help the planet. Technology really can be an amazing thing.
Yeah, until it gets a mind of its own and decides to kill everyone.
You're just a ray of sunshine, aren't you?
Only for you.
Romance.
Hey,
Hey.
nice place.
Well, it's not like I built it or anything.
Right. Well, I can see why you had your doubts about bringing us along. It is a lot to take in. But, don't worry. That's nothing I can't handle.
Right. How are you settling in?
Varl's been helping me get the lay of the land, when he's not getting all tongue-tied. I don't know who makes him more nervous, that Gaia lady or our new Utaru friend.
Well, what about the Vanguard? Aren't you supposed to be back east, ordering them around?
I sent some of them back to Meridian with a message. I doubt Avad will mind me sticking around to help the savior of Meridian.
So, you've met our new Tanakh friend.
He's, quiet. I thought his people were supposed to be bloodthirsty maniacs.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you trust him, so do I.
So, Talana came by the base?
Yeah, more like rushed through. I was hoping she'd stay for a drink at least. Only Carja I've ever met who's any fun. But it seemed like she had more pressing matters to attend to.
I see Varl gave you a focus.
Well, it doesn't look as fashionable on me, but by the Forge, the things I've been able to see. Granted, a lot of them are bad, you know, the old world ending and such. I'm still trying to wrap my head around most of it, but I never really understood how you were ever able to find my sister back in the Sundom. And now I do, sort of. It makes me feel like I could be useful, you know?
It takes some time, but yeah. I guess you know what we're up against by now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When Varl first told me those bastards come from the stars, I thought he'd eaten too many of those medicinal berries. Yeah, but I've gotten used to seeing impossible things, thanks to you. I just wish they weren't always trying to kill us.
Yeah, you and me both. I better
Yeah, the
go.
whole, you know,
Right.
trying to kill me thing
Yeah,
sucks.
I'll leave you to it.
Wow, this place is starting to come alive.
Yeah, and Gaia placed all the data she got from your focus into that archive room. With the focuses you gave us, we'll be able to access it at our own pace. You know, learn and train. And if you need us, we'll be there to fight at your side.
Got it. Thanks, Varl. I'm guessing you've spoken with Katalo?
I wanted to pay my respects for those who fell when we were ambushed at the embassy. Told him I'd never seen anyone throw themselves at a machine like he did. He said a warrior shouldn't be praised for fulfilling their duty. For a second, I thought I was talking to my mother. Never thought a Tanakh and a Nora war chief could have so much in common.
I'm guessing Talana didn't stay for long?
You got that right. Makes you wonder what this Amadis guy did to grab her attention.
Whatever it was, she didn't tell me.
Must be quite a story.
I guess she'll tell us when she's ready. How's everyone handling their focus?
And we all have our difficult moments. Erend definitely curses the most. But I'm hoping Oseram's stubbornness prevails.
How's everyone doing?
Just taking it all in. No one snapped their bowstrings yet.
So, training with Zoe, huh?
Yes, training. Mostly. Look,
Yes,
she reads
they-
glyphs faster than I can already. I'd be a fool to refuse her help.
Of course. You guys reading something over there?
We just finished going through all the logs you collected back in Nora territory, and All Mother Mountain. It's hard to imagine that my ancestors were trapped inside, without the knowledge from Apollo to guide them.
Thanks to Ted Faro.
Yeah. I wonder how it must have felt when they were finally free. The world must have seemed so beautiful.
Not to mention terrifying. They weren't much more than kids.
And they became an entire tribe.
Looks like I was wrong about the Zeniths. Their ship didn't explode on its way to Sirius like everyone thought.
And we saw how they lied about creating a better future at their launch facility. Guess they lied about what happened to their ship, too. But still, the tribe settling amongst the stars.
I couldn't put a single dent in their shields, Varl. That one Zenith almost killed me.
That didn't stop you from resurrecting Gaia. Won't stop us from using Hephaestus against them.
Let's hope that's enough. Think you can hold the fort while I'm gone?
If Aaron stops listening to the same music over and over again, maybe. We'll be fine.
Points spend. Meta. Hello. Hi, Sasha. Welcome on in. Been a hot minute since I've seen your lovely name. Dino Nuggies, Mac and Cheese, and Dory. Hi, Dory. Pog. I fucking love Dino Nuggies.
Did the old ones just look...
Oh, there's Dory. Hi, Dory.
Funny how?
Their clothes, they're weird. They're so tight.
For once, I'd have to agree. I'd rip those things to shreds in a fight.
Guess they didn't move around as much.
Which app wasn't working?
Aloy, we've gathered some supplies in that chest. Take what you need.
Oh. Whoa! That's a lot of stuff. Thank you.
A fine addition to my collection.
Am I dying? My lung hurts. Or my rib, I don't know which. I might be dying. Or is that my stomach? I'm in pain. I don't know. Sasha, thanks for the prime. Goddamn, 10 months. Oh shit, yeah. May is coming up. That's the 1 year. Do you have insurance? I have the worst insurance.
Ah, this data looks fun.
Where'd this pain come from? Rib isn't broken, so that's good. I think it'll go away. I think it's probably just from sitting awkwardly, maybe.
Learning is best.
Because it doesn't hurt to breathe.
Have
As
you
long
gone
as
back
it
to
doesn't hurt to
Planesong
breathe, I think I'm fine.
I thought about it, but
Where's
I wouldn't know what to tell them. The chorus
literally, I
already
think it's
thinks
the
me a
cheapest
thorn in the
insurance you can get.
If they knew what
The
we
government
did to
one.
Fa, even if they understood, there'd be little they could grasp about all.
No,
this.
it's yeah,
No.
no, I think it's
For
it's
now,
medical.
I must leave the tribe behind.
I had a burger for dinner. That was 2.5 hours, no, 2 hours ago. For neighbors.
So, how does a tribe like the Utaru manage to maintain the peace with warriors like the Tenakth?
By holding them off. When our fields bloomed aplenty, the Tenakth looked upon our lands with
Like a
envy. But
I did-
Planesong's dishes provided
I did not
sanctuary
get Dino
and high
Nuggies.
ground to keep invaders at bay.
We did not have Dino Nuggies
In the end, even the
Friday at
Tenakth saw
D&D,
sense in
so
a truce.
maybe that's the case.
The Utaru promised to provide the Tenakth with food from our crops every year.
We had pizza
In
though.
exchange,
And
the
my
Tenakth would
specialty
relinquish one of their
brownies.
own, a veteran, to train the Utaru in combat. This custom was
Fucking I
abandoned a
did
few
something
years
new
after
with the brownies
derangement.
this week and everyone loved them.
But some veterans still remain
I'm
in
a
the
chef.
clans.
A
I believe
baker.
I've met them already.
I completely did not hear any. I thought I did. Didn't I take a sip of water? Here you go. In case I didn't. Dude, it is 45 degrees here. So I have my fan going actually right now. Stretch redeem? I don't have one. No one uses my redeems. Okay? No one. Except for Tarada. Tarada and I think actually Sasha does too. Sasha does a lot. The pain is like just below the rib cage. Yeah, you do. You do. Yeah. That's true. All right, I stand corrected. Okay. The brownie secret is you go to Sam's Club. Or really you just get boxed brownies. Okay? So it's like just brownie mix already. It's like you're not making it yourself, really. So you got that. All right, then you'll follow the instructions there and make brownies like normal. So it's just plain brownies. Then what you do once those brownies are made is you let it cool for I think an hour, and then, or a couple hours. You know, it doesn't actually really matter how specific you get with it. I think my brownies sat for like 2-3 hours before I put the toppings on. All right, so then you get this thing. It's the filling, and it's a 1 cup of smooth peanut butter. 2 cups of butter. Was it? No, it wasn't 2 cups. It was half a cup of butter, not 2 cups. Yeah, no, fucking half a cup of butter. Oh, Sasha, thanks for the bits. What else was there? And I think certain amount of powdered sugar. I can't remember. Yes, it is different. It's half a cup. Don't worry. Yes, half a cup. Half a cup. Which I think is just 1 stick of butter. So you got all that, the peanut butter, sugar, and then 2 teaspoons of milk. Milk, butter, peanut butter, sugar. Was it just 4 for the filling? I think that was the filling. And then you get your automatic mixer, and you just mix it together at low and lower medium until it's nice and smooth. And then boom, you've got your butter, or your filling. You take the filling and you just spread it on top of the brownies. Okay, boom, there's your filling. And then for the toppings, what you do is you do, I believe it was 1 cup of chocolate pieces. You know, just little tiny chocolate pieces. Melt it, or just put it in the microwave for a bit. Put that in a bowl, and then you do a 1/4 cup of butter for this, and that's literally it. Just a 1/4 cup of butter and the melted chocolate. Mix those together until they're nice and well mixed, and then you have that cool for 10 minutes. Let it sit for 10 minutes. Also, yeah, chocolate chips. I know words. And then, but also what I did is I added a little bit of milk into the chocolate chips and 1/4 cup of butter mixture so that it sticks better and it spreads better. And I think that really worked. So then you put that, you lather that on top of the brownie peanut butter filling. Boom, chocolate on top. And then, yeah, stick it in the fridge for like 30 minutes to an hour. I think I let it sit in the fridge for like an hour before taking it out and cutting it. And let me fucking tell you, those are probably the best brownies I've ever fucking had. They were so good. Like, I was when I saw how much butter and powdered sugar had to get mixed in for the fucking peanut butter filling, I was like, this is gonna taste too sweet. What it did is, chef's kiss. Wonderful. A nice balance. Definitely very sweet. Definitely very fattening. But goddamn, did it taste fucking good, dude. Holy shit. Woo. Woo. Meta, how has Elden Ring been?
I've been meaning to ask.
Now I'm
what's
hungry.
the deal with
Good.
you and the chorus? You didn't seem to be on the best of terms.
That's what happens when you're the one Utaru who insists on publicly defying them. Twice.
Don't even get me
When
started.
the Karja invaded the Utaru plains,
That could go either way.
they did more than
Amazing.
just attack
Okay.
our villages. They burned our fields, took our people as slaves, and murdered those who were too weak to make the trip back to Meridian.
To be sacrificed in the Sun Ring.
I was helping the healers back then, as waves of refugees swarmed into Plainsong. The chorus
Brownie
was
stream?
divided.
I don't
in how to
have the
face the
means to
invaders.
do like cooking
Some
streams.
saw sense in raising arms. Others believed the dishes would keep us safe, as they had many times before. And while they bickered, I buried the seeds of the fallen.
My friend, a friend of mine that I don't know how the fuck he has done this. I really don't. I think it's cocaine. I don't think he's human. He has been playing Elden Ring like pretty much non-stop since it released. But here's the thing: he just recently got 100% achievements in it. He has 240 hours in it. I think 240 over 240 hours in Elden Ring already. And here's the thing: he is currently a grad student, a history grad student, so the motherfucker has to write a lot of papers. 2, I'm fairly certain he works a full-time job too at the same time. So I don't know if he's sleeping. I don't know how the fuck he's doing it. I really don't. I'm slightly concerned for his health, but I also find it fascinating.
It couldn't have been easy. Seeing your people suffer while the Karja invaded your lands.
I will never do
I
an
come from a
ASMR
small
stream.
village near Plainsong. My grandmother used to say there was no seed that wouldn't grow there. I moved to the dishes when I decided to apprentice as a healer. When the Red Raids began, I thought about going back. But the injured kept pouring into Plainsong.
30 hours
day
already?
after
Okay.
day. So I kept putting it off.
Feel
One
free
day,
to clip that, Dory.
I woke up to
We
hear
need
a
more
Karja
clips here.
raiding party had ransacked my village during the night. I rushed there with the
Because
healers
my
to
most
help the
popular clip
survivors,
is me saying more cock.
but there weren't any left. The smell
And the
of
person that
burning
clipped
flesh
it,
haunts me to this
Sasha.
day.
I'm sorry.
Fuck
Zoe.
you.
I made it a point to appear before the chorus as soon as we returned, to demand that we take a stand against the invaders. I was denied.
Fucking, who the fuck thought
So
that
I
was?
left.
Why name an
Fight on
NPC
my
that? Come on. Ugh. Fucking Kingdom Come.
You said
Kingdom
you set
Come.
out to fight the Karja alone?
I did. But it turned out I wasn't the only one. News of my disagreement with the chorus spread through the plains. Before I knew it, I had more than a dozen Utaru warriors ready to follow me into battle. We knew we couldn't take on the Karja armies head-on, but we also knew the lay of the land better than they did. We ambushed smaller raiding parties, sabotaged their supply lines, and hit their encampments at night.
Sounds like you were a force to be reckoned with.
Enough that the Tenakth took notice. When the clans began to push the Karja back east, they let us join their ranks. We chased the enemy all the way to Barren Light.
What I love most about, because I said this yesterday, but only Torado was here yesterday. What I love the most about Horizon, and it's really accentuated here in the sequel, is the development of cultures, of these cultures in a post-apocalyptic world. And you really see it with the Tenakth, when we went to the museum and such, where we were earlier at the arena place, is that their culture developed around this building off of the holograms that were still able to run. And so, like, their religion is based on the 10. They could say the 10 defeating robots from the skies. The 10 are just soldiers who fought a robot like rebellion or something during before the apocalypse happened. But because that still existed when this culture was forming, that became their religion. And it's just like chef's kiss world building. I love it. And then of course, you have the Nora have a very distinctive culture because of where they grew up in. The Karja. The Karja are arguably the most basic, I think, of the cultures in this. The Tanakh, and the Utaru are very fleshed out.
You said you were at Barren Light when the Tanakhs defeated the Karja?
Tanakh marshals climbed the cliffs of the Daunt under cover of night, then attacked from the other side. Before we knew it, the gates were open, and the full force of the clans burst through. What happened next was not something I like to
I will
remember.
say they pulled the Assassin's Creed
dust and
Valhalla
blood
move
settled?
with the climbing though, and I don't
smelled
like
it
it
again.
because it makes it clunkier.
The stench of
The
burnt flesh.
climbing is very clunky,
Our enemies defeated.
in my opinion.
What was left of my squad
because now
returned to
they've
the
made it
Utaru
more
Plain.
freestyle in terms
I
of
went back
what you can
to
climb.
Plainsong.
It's no longer like you have a select.
even as
You
the
have to go a
harvest
specific
passed,
path or whatever, or figure out a path, like it
didn't
was in
feel
Zero
like
Dawn.
I truly returned at all.
Is that when you became a grave singer?
I thought soothing the suffering of others would somehow appease my own. Then you came along and gave me a choice. I could either sing at people's graves or fight for a chance to keep them alive.
I'll talk about a couple other
I'm glad
things
you
that kind of
chose the
bother me
latter.
in this game once we're out of the cutscene. Once we finish talking. You know what I'll do?
Right. I should probably go.
We're gonna come
I
back
shall
to her
return
and
to our
finish our
training then.
conversations. Because I want to talk about this. I don't like it when games do this. So there's this thing called special gear, right? So we have an igniter, and pullcaster. Two things that we need to. And the thing about them is that they are the special gear is used to to unlock Fire Gleam. We use our igniter, and to access certain areas, we'll use the pullcaster. Well, I like to explore everything. And so when games lock me off from being able to explore everything from the get-go, it bothers me a lot. Thank you for the alert, Cax. So, like right now, I can't access this sunken wreck because I don't have a special tool yet. And I'm guessing I don't get the special tool until I go and get the Poseidon thing. Deliver Poseidon to Gaia. And that kind of stuff annoys me. I want to be able to explore everything from the get-go. Because you were able to explore everything in Zero Dawn from the get-go. You could explore everywhere. Now, of course, certain things were locked off because they pertain to story. And like, if I have to go there for main story, I don't mind that being locked off. Or like the really good gear in Zero Dawn, which was like the protective shield gear. That gear was locked off because it was really high-leveled gear, and you needed to go and find canisters throughout the world to unlock it. I did not mind that. But when it's like a tool locking me off, I don't know, that doesn't sit right with me. I've never really liked having tools locked off to me.
Do you have time to talk?
I do.
Me too. As in, you needed to
Sounds
get
like you met my
tools
friend
later on
Tamara.
and then come back?
Yes. The Karja Huntress.
Yeah,
I haven't
each
seen
their own.
armor like hers since the Red Raids. But Varl tells me that she too
I
suffered
don't know,
at the
whenever
hands of the Mad Sun King.
if the game is an open world game,
She's one of
I
the good
kind of want to
ones.
be able to then
Trust me.
explore the entire world from the get-go. That's how I've always, like, that's the expectation I come into open world games with.
You've spoken with Katalo?
A few words. Tanakh don't have much use for us outsiders. You must have made quite the impression for him to offer his fealty.
So you've been talking to Gaia?
Yes. She was kind enough to take me through some of the history of the Old Ones, including their demise and the heroic actions of her creator, Elizabeth Sobek. I was surprised to see she was you. Past, but reborn? Not that I claim to understand how.
You've been getting to know Erend, I assume?
Of course. Any friend of Varl's is a friend of mine. In this case, a very loud friend.
Yeah.
What are you up to?
Aaron do be
Gaia
loud.
was kind enough to put together a list of glyphs used by the Old Ones. She helped me decipher some of the data you've collected and showed me how to use the focus to help the process. It's not easy, but it's been working so far.
That's good to hear.
What was I gonna say? Oh! Since I have people watching me tonight, I told Tarada this. I don't think Tarada's here tonight. But I will be playing Elden Ring 2. But probably not until the summer. Because that's when I don't have to substitute. Because it's the summer. Yeah. Or more specifically, after I beat Forbidden West, and then also I need to go back and beat Outer Worlds, because we kind of paused Outer Worlds to beat this. So, after I beat Forbidden West and Outer Worlds, I will be playing Elden Ring and hating my life. Oh yeah, George R.R. Martin personally walked up to my house and gave me a copy of Elden Ring 2. Yeah.
I see you've settled in.
Gaia did say this place was built for us.
Yeah, George and I are
So we
real
could
close. We're on a
regain
first-name
control of our
basis.
lands with her
He's a homie.
terraforming system. Nurture them like the
He also
land
gave
gods
me
do
a
plants
copy
on
of
its fields.
Winds of Winter.
It does strike me as odd that
I got
a
it
place
back
of
there.
life should have so much metal.
Did Gaia tell you anything about the Zeniths?
She did.
I don't know if I have any
Though it wasn't
A
exactly
Song of Ice and
easy to
Fire
believe.
fans in here.
To think that there are places among the stars where life can bloom as it does here. It is humbling, to say the least, and heartbreaking that such life should be bent on destroying ours.
All right, that conversation's
to head
done.
out.
I'll return to our training.
Where's our knock?
Holograms. Gaia, I thought you said the data here was lost.
I was able to repurpose the equipment to store the data you have acquired in your travels.
It's a shuttle. Like the one I blew up at Far Zenith's launch facility. Varl seemed pretty interested in space travel. I guess he wanted a keepsake.
Okay. Oh yeah, this game gorgeous.
Yeah. I'm very angry.
Looks like Erend and Katalo moved their stuff in.
Holy shit. Yeah, I currently have it on performance mode. I'm not running it on the resolution.
Door's locked. Maybe Gaia will be able to get it open later. I've been carrying Elizabeth's pendant with me for months. since we're gonna stay a while, I think I'll keep
No.
it here, where it'll be safe. Elizabeth put all of her faith in Gaia.
My opinion.
And
oh god, don't do 2 cups of
Gaia
butter.
put all
That's
her
too
faith
much
in
butter.
me. If I can do it all, recover the subfunctions, defeat Farzenith, heal the world, I'd like to think Elizabeth would be proud.
Meta, no.
Huh. Looks like someone's rearranged stuff in here.
Aloy, I see you found your room. Your companions thought you would appreciate a private space of your own.
That was thoughtful of them. My old spear. Rust helped me make it when I finished my training.
Meta, no.
Feels like so long ago now. When Varl found me after the Hades Proving Lab, I thought I saw Rost. I don't think he'd understand any of this.
I swear to God, if we see a clone of Rost, that's gonna fuck with me.
But still,
I don't think that's possible.
wish he was here.
Excuse you, I have book redeems, okay? 2 book redeems. I have book recommendations and what I'm currently reading, okay? Plenty of redeem. All right, hold on. Actually, I do only have 1, 2, 3. I have five unique redeems. No meta, we won't do violent. Sasha, I'm out. $4.20.
This is the rite of passage that Vashav gave me at the embassy. I liked him. He seemed like a good man. I think he was really
Please don't.
looking forward to going home. Regala's attack at the embassy. The marshals ambushed and surrounded, killed one by one. Reminds me of the massacre at the Proving. Back in the Sacred Lands. So many lives wasted. And for what?
Oh, I can't hit it? Dang. Okay. Where's our friend? That goes out.
I'm telling you,
I don't know where I'm going.
on their feet.
This place confuses me. That goes down somewhere. That goes out. Aha.
Looks like this room's changed. Is that your doing, Gaia?
Yes. I have
Nightarius, what's up?
to track the cauldrons you have acquired data from.
Fucking really? Dude, I didn't even know that, Dory.
I'm no chaplain, but...
Fuck is... Oh, yeah. Ooh! I can craft... Yes! Alright. Does this allow me to ride the Fanghorn? Glad to hear it, Nye. Glad to hear it. I don't think it'll let me ride the Fanghorn.
Aloy.
It's good to see you. I'm guessing you've got a lot of questions?
I've been told of our enemy and their intentions. Your friends showed me to the... vision you keep in this place. Gaia, and gave me this focus. I don't pretend to fully understand everything, but all I really need to know is where to train and when to fight.
Welcome
I
to
love
the
this
team,
guy.
then.
He's so cool.
You said the Bulwark was your home a long time ago. That you were part of the Sky Clan.
Yes.
That's all you're gonna tell me?
Fine. As you wish. My parents were killed in a clan skirmish, so
Drama.
I was raised by my squad. As I grew older, I came to be known as an accomplished fighter.
What? Since when?
A
This
special
is news to
interest in
me.
I fought by his side against the Karja, and led my squad on a
Glad Nye
dangerous
had the same
climb into
reaction
the
as me.
Daunt. It was I who opened the gates at Barren Light from the east side, allowing the Tenakth to raise it.
That must have gotten you some attention.
Indeed. I was welcomed home as a hero, and I was content.
Then why'd you leave?
I became a marshal.
So, obviously, I'm assuming that means you know Spanish already, which that's impressive. I don't know any language. Aside, I barely know English. But okay, so you're there in Colombia. No, you don't. Okay. That'll be fun. Colombia in September, then Uruguay. Okay. So, like, moving permanently, or are you, like, traveling for a long period of time? And, like, will you be bringing... Obviously, I'm assuming you're bringing your computer stuff with you so you can stream, maybe?
Why did you leave the Sky Clan to become a marshal?
I was sent to the Kulrut by Tekote. Back then, I would have obeyed his every
Sorry,
order.
I can't speak Spanish.
I believed in him, like one would a father.
Midwestern
I was
American.
too blind to see the fear in his eyes. Fear of a rising young warrior challenging his command of the clan. I returned a hero from the battle at Barren Light. But to him, I was only a threat. Never occurred to him that I had no interest in rising above my station.
Why did Tekote think you wouldn't be a threat to him if he sent you to the Kulrut?
Tekote knew that if I survived the Kulrut, I'd be forced to forsake the clan to serve the Tenakth as a whole. I'd never be allowed to challenge his command, even if I wanted to. After our victory at Barren Light, Tekote spoke to our people, said it would be selfish to rob Hikaru and the marshals of a warrior like myself. Even though he knew perfectly well, I had no intention of ever leaving.
Gotcha, Dory. Gotcha.
It was exile, guised as an honor. One he knew I couldn't refuse. So I became a marshal, and never looked back.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
I am not. Though it pained me at the time, a marshal is what I was destined to be.
When we were at the Bulwark, the guard said something about the Wings of the Ten. Hikaru also mentioned it at the Kulrut. Dekka, too. What does it mean?
The visions tell us that the Ten flew on great metal machines with wings, and leapt into battle from the sky. For us, to imitate this feat is the ultimate expression of martial prowess, and it is why the challengers leap into the arena during the Kulrut. Many times I imagined it as a child. The feeling of freedom, and the awe it must have inspired.
So, you plan on Uruguay going to be the permanent place? One of my professors, it was my English professor's second semester of college at community college. He lived in, I think he said, no, was it Peru or Chile? I'm gonna say Peru, where he lived for, I think, a couple years, is what he said. God, it's been a hot minute since I've talked to him. I emailed him asking for a recommendation letter. He never emailed me back, so I don't even know how I'd get in contact with him at that point. Okay. I see. I see.
What did Chief Hikaru say when you told him he'd be joining me here?
You spilt rebel blood at the Grove and helped
Rooming with
reunite the
anyone, or
clans. There was little
is
more
it
to be said. He
cheap enough
understood.
down there to live at a
I'm
apartment
honored
on
he
your own?
lent me his best marshal, at least for a little while.
Indeed.
And city or... Oh, you have some connections already. Okay. Way to
What are you
flex.
looking at over there?
The others have been helping me decipher the symbols the focus shows me. So, I thought I'd try to understand the weapon you intend to use.
Well, if you want a
against the
social
enemy.
life outside of stream,
Hephaestus.
probably and good internet,
able to
probably
make
city, yeah.
machines. That answer to Gaia?
Yes,
How many?
as many as we need.
Such power. Has the world ever seen the like?
Probably not since the old ones.
Now that you know who the enemy is, do you have any questions?
I'll admit, I find them hard to grasp. From the heavens. And invulnerable.
For now.
I will leave the strategy to you. I trust you will point my blade where it will cut the deepest.
Yeah, but I think... Doesn't the capital of Uruguay... Isn't that like... I know a lot of South American capital cities pretty much have like a pretty good view of the mountains even from the city. So like...
You've had some time with the team now. Any thoughts?
I admit, I was surprised to see Nutaru here. Farmers don't make for effective soldiers.
I'm told she rallied some in her tribe against the Karja, and fought all the way to Barren Light.
Interesting. Perhaps I'm mistaken.
I should go. Feel free to check in on Hikaru and your people. Door's always open here.
I will. May the 10 walk with you.
All right, if Guerrilla Games could write some Horizon books, that would be Pog. Okay, Dark. Okay.
I just think she talks a lot. You would too, if you knew everything there is to know about
Talking about me?
everything.
She can also crank out a whole army of machines to kick your sorry behind.
Are we
once
talking about
she's
Gaia?
fixed.
Oh, Gaia.
Well, I guess I just better stay on her good side then.
Aloy, I am pleased you have returned. And I see you have recovered ether. Please proceed with the merge. Afterwards, I have a matter to discuss with you.
So, what did you want to discuss?
While you were away, I received an unusual transmission on my dedicated Aletheia frequency.
Aletheia. That's one of the sub-functions you couldn't detect before.
Yes. The transmission occurred so slowly that at first it seemed like an accidental blip of data amongst background static. Once I noticed this irregularity, it took some time to collate the complete message.
B.
Coordinates. Where does it lead?
To a mountain to the northwest of this facility. A word of caution, Aloy. It is possible this transmission is genuine. It is also possible it is being broadcast by someone or something else.
You don't think it's actually Eleuthia?
I am uncertain.
What's SOS?
It is an old world code. A distress signal. A desperate plea for help.
Why would Eleuthia send a coded transmission on a frequency only the two of you can communicate on?
I believe it was done as a precaution to avoid detection, or at least to create the appearance of the desire to do so. I am also uncertain why Eleuthia would expect that I would be able to detect and respond to its distress signal at all. As far as it is aware, I no longer function.
Okay, so either Eleuthia is in trouble and sent the message hoping you were out there, or someone else is trying to get us to go to these coordinates, pretending to be Eleuthia.
That is my conclusion as well.
Could the Zeniths be sending the transmission?
According to the data I reviewed on your focus, the Zeniths recovered the other Gaia root kernel in the Hades Proving Lab. It is feasible they used it to gain access to my internal frequencies.
So, maybe they sent it thinking you'd respond and reveal your location.
Possibly. However, the transmission is highly irregular. If they intended to provoke me into revealing myself, I would expect the communication to be more routine.
Right. So maybe it's not them then.
Oh, it's gotta be Silas.
You said the coordinates lead to a mountain to the northwest. What's there?
I have no record of anything of note in that vicinity.
Okay, and what about the other number in the message?
Meta?
237.
Your Pog.
Any idea what
No,
that
you.
means?
I have queried my available databases, but it does not appear to have any significance. Perhaps its meaning can only be understood at the indicated coordinates.
All right, I'll go to the coordinates and check out the source of the transmission.
All by yourself? Ha! No way.
I included Erend and Varl in this briefing via their focuses. I concur that you should not investigate this alone.
What if it's a trap?
Dory, that's a lie.
Of
I've
course
tried
it could be
eating
a
myself
trap.
and it did not work. It only
But if
hurt.
it really is Eleuthia, then it's in trouble, and I need to bring it back. Don't worry. I'll be careful and...
We're coming with you.
Fine. Go grab your things.
We'll wait for you at the west exit, in case you need to upgrade your gear.
Fuck. Yep, everything got put on hold. Yeah. Fuck.
Aloy.
That was sneaky of you, patching in Varl and Aaron to our conversation.
I am pleased you accepted their help. Is there something you wish to discuss before you depart?
Yes.
How's Katalo doing?
I detect that the loss of his arm still deeply pains him, though he has not voiced his thoughts. I may be able to assist in his recovery, should he be interested.
Really? I'm sure he will be. How are things around here?
Zoe has been studying the morphology of her land gods in an effort to understand their sickness. Without the abilities of Hephaestus, I am unfortunately unable to correct their programming. However, Zoe and I are hopeful we will find an alternative way to heal them.
Well, keep at it. Varl and Zoe seem to like spending time together.
Indeed. While studying old world data, Zoe discovered references to a dietary lifestyle known as vegetarianism. She appreciated the similarities with Utaru practices and encouraged Varl to try out this lifestyle.
And how did that go?
I believe they have agreed to disagree.
Yeah, I could never do those. I could never be a vegetarian or anything like that. I like meat. Unless, of course, the Beyond Meat gets to a point where, like, it can perfectly replicate real meat, and I'll switch. But yeah.
How's Erend handling things?
He is becoming increasingly accustomed
I like my
to
burgers
useful
and my
focus.
steak.
After an initial incident,
What did he do?
he unfortunately crushed his first focus as he attempted to affix it to his temple. Amongst a number of Oseram curses, I believe he
Fucking
also blamed
Aaron.
the focus for being
Dino Nuggies.
dainty.
Yeah.
He has given repeated assurances that it will not happen again.
Well, good thing we have a lot of extras, I guess. So the Hades Proving Lab, where I found the Gaia kernel. It used to
Info
be a
dump
Pharaoh
time.
research facility?
Yes. Prior to appropriation by Zero Dawn, the facility was used to engineer and test advanced computer viruses. It appears to have been one of many research initiatives by Pharaoh Automated Solutions.
I guess it wasn't enough to build automated killing machines. He wanted viruses to infect them with, too.
I fucking love Titty Grams.
So, a while back, before the battle at Meridian, I went into Banuk territory. I discovered another AI there, one not related to Zero Dawn. Cyan. It was created to oversee operations for a volcanic stabilization project, and it spent the last 1,000 years in isolation. I'm guessing you didn't know about it?
No. From the data on your focus, it seems that Cyan was cut off from the outside world, an effort by its creators to protect it from the Pharaoh Plague.
Any chance it could help us now?
I have already attempted contact, with no success. Given its previous experience with accepting an outside network request, I imagine it is unwilling to do so again.
Right. Because last time Hephaestus enslaved it. Well, that's too bad. I think the two of you would have had a lot to talk about. The processor Ether was installed on was part of an ancient war museum. A memorial to something called the Hot Zone Crisis. Do you know anything about it?
My knowledge of historical events was unfortunately lost with the Apollo database.
Damn.
However, climate data indicates a peak in regional temperatures in the 2030s.
Woo! A decade
Such
away!
conditions would see extreme, prolonged droughts, an increase in dust storms, and a loss of habitable landmass.
We're headed
Who
for
built
it.
a museum in the middle of a wasteland. So I guess things got better eventually.
Yes. Data suggests that temperatures return to average levels in the clawback era of the 2040s.
There was an ancient tank embedded in the bulwark, buried under a bunch of boulders. Any idea how it got there?
During the Pharaoh Plague, the US military resumed the use of human combatants, as automated machinery was unreliable. It is possible the vehicle was part of a pre-automated war fleet.
So they fought against the Pharaoh machines in the valley, until the mountain was blasted apart and buried them. So this facility, the Regional Control Center, it was meant to oversee the terraforming system?
For the local region, yes. Had humans received their education from the Apollo database, they would have then been guided here to assume operation. As that never happened, this place remained vacant.
Until Minerva decided to settle here. So I guess this room was meant to keep an eye on conditions outside?
Yes. From here, the facility's operators would have been able to observe weather and machine activity in real time. It may be possible to restore more of this room's functionality, should you find and reconnect additional camera feeds.
I'll keep a lookout.
No, all the names of the names of Gaia and Gaia's subroutines, they're all based off of Greek mythology, Greek gods.
So, Project Zero Dawn. The greatest minds in the world, all working to build the terraforming system while the Pharaoh Plague devoured the planet. What was it like?
Personnel worked in rotations at all hours of the day. Resources and technology were secured from across the world. Within a month of the project's conception, I was launched and began my education. Elizabeth encouraged me to spend time with the rest of the Zero Dawn staff. She said it was important to experience many personalities and perspectives to aid in my emotional development.
What were they like?
Scared, hopeful, determined. They were hurtling toward technological achievements on a scale never before attempted. I owe everything to their dedication.
Gaia? What was Elizabeth like?
Her presence is interwoven with my memories. The moment I came online, she was there. We exchanged greetings, names, then set to our task. It was the first of many conversations. I enjoyed being in her company, listening to her stories. She was my creator, my guide.
Your friend?
Yes. When I reviewed the data on your focus, I was saddened to learn of her fate, though I am glad she made it home. I deeply wish she did not have to be alone.
She was okay with that. She gave all of herself. The only one who could. Thanks, Gaia.
Let me tell you, I bawled like a fucking baby when, in the finale for Zero Dawn, when you're coming up to Elizabeth Sobek's body in the suit. That hit hard.
You mentioned that the superstorms have subsided. Is that Ether at work?
Yes. Thanks to Ether's capabilities, weather patterns in the local region should mostly stabilize for the time being.
Well, that's a relief. Be nice not to have to fight my way through a storm anymore.
I will continue to stabilize the atmosphere for as long as I can.
Why did Ether take up residence in an ancient war museum?
As with the other subordinate functions, Ether needed to install itself on a processor with adequate storage and power. The one in the museum appears to have been sufficient, given that the holographic displays were still active.
So Ether was assured it could stay for as long as it needed to.
Correct. Though it is curious that it chose a place surrounded with the ancient ruins of aircraft.
Maybe it also felt at home there. So, Poseidon, what do we know about it?
Poseidon controls the organic and chemical composition of water resources. Once it is restored to me, I may be able to improve conditions in the regional watershed. But I must warn you, like the others, Poseidon is lost and frightened.
Same.
It may have taken measures to protect itself.
I'll be careful. The missing subordinate functions. What can you tell me about them?
Artemis rewilded the Earth with a variety of animal species. Eleuthia was responsible for gestating, nurturing, and acculturating a new generation of human beings. Apollo was tasked with preserving, organizing, and disseminating vast archives of human knowledge and cultural achievements. Unfortunately, all archived Apollo data was purged on the 2nd of February, 2066, by order of Ted Faro.
Pharaoh, huh? I really hate that guy.
Understandable.
Yeah.
He appears to have been pathologically
Wait, we already listened to
narcissistic, impulsive, and unstable.
All 3 of the missing functions have already served their purpose, or were prevented from doing so. Do you still need them?
If attainable, yes. Restoring their remaining elements would increase my heuristic processing density. Perhaps you will be able to procure Eleuthia at the SOS coordinates. Artemis and Apollo, however, remain unaccounted for.
I think Artemis won't be possible. Well, Artemis served her function, though. That's why we are here. Why any humans are here.
What can you tell me about Demeter?
Demeter sows, fertilizes, and tends to plant life.
So once I bring it back, all the blight out there will start to get better.
While permanent restoration requires the abilities of Hephaestus, I may be able to improve conditions in the region for a while. However, a word of warning. Like Ether and Poseidon, Demeter's response to my query was highly irregular. Alone and frightened, it may have taken measures to assure its security.
Okay, I'll keep my guard up. I guess I should get going.
As you say. Be well, Aloy.
I don't think we have any neurons.
Error. Data missing.
Good to know. I'll check it out when I can.
What room? Not there. One?
Looks like someone's made this space their own.
I see you found Varl and Zoe's room, Aloy. I believe they wanted private accommodation.
Oh yeah, they did.
I see.
They boinking in there. They're boinking.
That looks like one of the Utaru's land gods. Like the one we killed in the sacred cave. I'm not sure I'll ever fully understand, but...
Oh yeah, that's a boinking bed.
Seeing something that represents life and prosperity turned into a weapon, it couldn't have been easy for Zoe. Looks like Gaia was able to unlock that door. Gaia, what was this room for?
This was intended to be a recreational room for Control Center operatives. Unfortunately, the entertainment modules were lost with the Apollo database.
Oh, that's too bad. There's data here. Another room. What for?
Switch to a private log? Okay, so... Regional Control Center 9. Switch to a private log? Okay, so... Regional Control Center 9. Design of the facility's coming along. When Gaia finally builds it, it'll have everything it needs. Except personality. So, I'm going to sneak in my mark. A couple of flourishes. Starting with this little tucked-away hideout. August would have gotten a kick out of it. He loved hidden passages, like the kind in old English castles. But I've got something bigger planned. My piece de resistance, if you will.
Someone please. Sorry, my brain barely works too.
Door won't open. Guess Gaia hasn't been able to restore access yet.
If I can access. Here. Where was it?
Gotta go after Aletheia. Erend and Varl are waiting for me at the west exit.
Oh, motherfucker.
Forecaster won't work on that.
Okay, fine. I guess I'll go to go do the mission.
There she is.
You ready to head out?
Let's go.
Look at us. 3 battle-hardened badasses forging into the unknown. This ought to be good. This distress call had to be up a really steep mountain, huh?
Yep, of course. Well, I mean, that's a stalker, isn't it? Oh, no. Well, that's just...
Vermin.
What is that?
What the
So everyone just got themselves
Well, that
killed.
takes the keg.
Varl, see if there's anything over there.
On it.
We'll check out the battlefield. Let's start with that Zenith.
Kid.
Well, there are obviously more Zeniths than we know about.
Can't believe you fought one of them.
Almost didn't make it.
Oh, we're getting attacked.
I'm so cold. Whatever the rebels did, it took down our shield. But why was she here? I can access her last communication file, but I'll use my focus to scan the battlefield too.
What about that crazy weapon the Zenith had?
What?
It looked like she could
Hello,
make it come
Verbena?
and go at will,
What do you have for me?
but it's gone
I
now.
checked everywhere, still no sign of the asset.
Well, go
Can
do
we
your
call
thing.
off this pointless search
I'll wait
already?
here.
Let's not forget who let it slip away in the first place. Now, I'd like to see results by nightfall. Do you think you can manage that?
Hold on. I think I see something.
What a mess.
The Spectre had instructions to assist recovery of the asset. I wonder what this asset is.
Spectre Unit X9K4.16-N3. Orders received. Prime directive. Assist recovery of the asset. I think I know what the asset is.
An Oseram with a focus. Looks like he was sending data on the weapons somewhere else.
Telemetry initiated. Coordinates redacted. Malfunction detected. Self-destruct initiated. Telemetry determined.
Weapon's still hot. I need to know how it worked. But I'll have to check on it once it's cooled off.
That's just aesthetic thing. Or, that. Apply cache. Grapple point.
Start for the stash.
Like, in the case of this, these triangles are just telling me, examine this thing.
Looks like the rebels camped here for a while. Are they watching this area? Alright. I think I have an idea what happened here. I better get back to Erend.
I have absolutely no clue what happened here, Aloy.
All right, she who sees the unseen. What did you find out?
This was a carefully planned attack. I found camping gear up there, The rebels must have been staking out this place for at least a few days. They were waiting for the Zeniths to show up. All so that they could test that weapon. The Zeniths have a personal shield that makes them invulnerable, but somehow the weapon got rid of it. The Oseram that was operating it was sending data on it somewhere else. It was probably just a prototype.
I know, yeah, Silas. Fucking Silas.
I've known tinkers that do that. I'd do a little trial run before breaking out the real thing. Well, I guess it's still a work in progress, if it blew up.
She was searching for something she lost. Her drone had instructions to recover something called the asset.
The asset? Is that the sub-function thing you said could be here? Eleuthia?
I'm not sure. Come on, let's go talk to Varl.
Why have it stalkered? There has to be a fight in this area.
That's a long way down.
Something tunneled straight down into the mountain. Looks recent.
Whatever it was, it must have been powerful. That Zenith the rebels killed was looking for something called the asset. I don't know what it is, but my guess is it's somewhere down there.
All right, so we head down.
Erend, stay here and stand watch. That Zenith isn't the only one of its kind. I don't want to be caught by surprise if the others show up. Contact us by focus if you see anything.
Okay. If any trouble shows up, I'll call you.
Let's go.
Can someone tell the fucking substitute, like, robot phone call system not to fucking call on a Sunday? Like, I get it. You're trying to tell me there's work available. I don't care. It's Sunday. I'm relaxing. I'll check later. Fuck off.
There's some kind of old world ruin down here.
You said the Zeniths have their own backup of Gaia, right?
Yeah, from the proving lab.
So maybe they were after Eleuthia. Found its hiding spot, so it sent the distress signal.
Maybe.
I'm fairly certain it's a robot. Meta or Dory, I don't know which one is talking right now. Robot and you're not in my state. That the number area code was my state. Illinois, boys. Is set. Ooh, Meta's got a show. Oh my goodness. Amazing. Tell me I can't climb this? Can't reach?
That's no good. Can't use the pullcaster.
Big in New York? Dang. Birthday weekends, huh? Hi, Ice. Do you got an Oreo with you, Ice? Got any Oreos?
Looks like some kind of data center. I might be able to access the facility systems from that console.
Storage units accessed. Someone's trying to access. Yeah, I'm only able to play on weekends now. I'm only able to stream on weekends now, so pretty much means I only game on weekends now. I'm gonna make sure I don't miss any data point. Don't spoil. We're a decent ways in, ISO. If you don't want spoilers, I'd understand.
This was a Far Zenith research lab. It looks like a lot of data was beamcast from here recently. From that device nearby.
So Eleuthea's gone?
If it was ever here, then probably. But then why were the Zeniths still searching for the asset? Let's keep looking around. I've never seen a transmitter
No problem,
like this
Mice. Thanks for
before.
the lurk.
Looks like it's self-destructed.
So, exploring another Far Zenith ruin.
At least this one doesn't seem to have giant killer machines.
Or anything you can blow up.
Now, don't test me, Varl. I always find something to blow up. Hangzhou. Oh, as you undoubtedly have heard by now, we have lost the brightest star among us. Research on ectogenesis for the Odyssey was near and dear to Peter, and on behalf of the new High Council, I commend you for all your efforts and the great strides made over the last several years. Yet, as we mourn our founder, we must also keep our gaze on the bright future ahead. To that end, we will be shifting project priorities. Over the coming days, you will be briefed on exciting developments in longevity research from our Tokyo and Lagos facilities. New assignments to follow. In the meantime, all ectogenic chambers should be moved to storage. Refer to your leads with any questions.
All this stuff. Wonder what they were doing here.
Well, knowing Far Zenith, probably discovering amazing things. For their own benefit.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Find anything that might...
August 19th, 2064. Okay, 2 years before that Pharaoh did its stupid stuff. I've seen a significant improvement, decreasing the time between touch-ups that commercially available treatments like osmosis or Juvagine require. As for Malik's team, the latest results from their neurophysiology experiments seem promising. And with the supplementary data provided by our Tokyo facility, we seem to be closing in on functional first-generation implants. Meanwhile, our friends in Zurich have sent over their findings on WBE. Mixed results. A couple of promising avenues, but anything bordering on real digital transcendence will be decades away. If not, digital transcendence, are they trying
Tell
to...
us what the asset is?
I don't think so.
Digital transcendence, as in fucking uploading brain to robot?
place is huge. Some kind of storage room, maybe.
Maybe the asset is in here somewhere.
If it is, somehow the Zenith couldn't find it. Let's look around.
I'll come back because there was an upstairs, and I don't want to miss anything. Or does it all lead to the same place? You... Are you shitting me? How do I get in? Let me in. Aha! Daniel McGill to Claire Nagoon. I always butcher that last name. Claire, I wish you'd been on the call with me with Zero Dawn. Whoever negotiated this deal with him was ingenious. A bunch of our old tech collecting dust and storage in exchange for a copy of all human knowledge? Talk about a bargain. And the guy heading up the Eleuthia subfunction, Patrick Brocard-Klein, you could practically see sparkles in his eyes when he was bombarding us with follow-up questions on the ectogenic chambers design. It was like we were waving catnip in front of him. Anyway, they're requesting additional material on nutrition delivery. Higher-ups gave the go-ahead. To send over everything we have, Broker Klein will probably pee his pants in glee. They fucking had... Oh, shit.
So, how is Erend taking all of this? Really?
Well, Gaia, the Zeniths, the Focus, it's a lot. When I caught up to him in the dawn and said you needed our help, he dropped everything and turned around.
Well, he's loyal. That's for sure.
Our Zenith had higher tech, and they were letting on.
The control console. To access the storage units.
Can it tell us if the asset is in one of them?
Well, let's find out.
No data in here.
236 containers in storage. Please enter the container number you'd like to retrieve.
236? Wasn't there a number in the distress signal?
Oh shit.
Right.
Fuck is. There it is. 237.
I should check the log.
236 containers in storage. Please enter the container number you'd like to retrieve.
Yep.
Aloy. It's you. Skin's like ice. Must have cut this from her head. But why?
Hello, Elizabeth. Apologies, I don't know what else to call you. My name is Veda. I'm afraid I must be brief. I only have a few minutes before my keepers discover I'm missing, and I still need to remove this implant. I had hoped to find shelter with you, but if you're viewing this, I may be dead. Be careful when you take on Farsineth. They are ruthless, and they have Aletheia, Artemis, and Apollo now. But at least I don't have the Gaia kernel to merge them with. You must succeed, or this was all for nothing. Good luck. And goodbye.
So she's...
She's still alive.
We need to get her back to...
Oh shit, they can fly?
Yeah, they fly now.
Aloy, can you hear me through this thing?
What's going on, Erend?
Two of those spectral things just fell out of the sky. One of them is heading down towards you. The other one's waiting up here.
We're coming up. Stay in cover until I get there.
You got it.
Get her to cover in that room. Whatever happens, she stays with us.
I'll protect her.
I should prepare before the Spectre gets here. I can't let it get through to Varl and the clone.
How the fuck do I prepare? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I don't know how you prepare for this fucking thing. I think I scanned one, right? Acid and plasma. Okay.
Here it comes! Ooh, ugly one, aren't you? I should scan that thing. See if it has any weak spots. That thing's quick.
actually pretty easy to kill.
There.
Are you okay, Aloy?
Yeah, I'm heading up top. Stay down here with the clone for now.
Got it. I'll follow once the coast is clear.
Gotta get back up top and deal with that other Spectre. I just hope Aaron stays in cover.
Aloy! Ah,
Aaron!
yeah, the Spectre's dug its heels in. It's got me pinned down.
Hang tight, I'm almost there.
Just hurry.
That doesn't sound good. I gotta get to Aaron. Aaron, I'm here.
Watch out. That thing's shooting down the center.
You know, I'll fight if I stick. Stay put. I'll see what I can do.
The second you need me, I'm there.
Spectre's not budging from that spot. I might be able to sneak up on it if I stay out of its line of fire. It's got some kind of shield. I need to sneak around behind it. It'll be a tough fight. Shield down! It's on the move! A heavy weapon. That could help.
Ooh, hello, big fucking thing. Ah! I'm amazing.
Aloy, she's... Look, I swear I'm not drunk, but right now I'm seeing double.
Long story, but it'll have to wait.
She needs a healer, but we need to get her back to the base immediately.
Right. Yeah. Well, what are we waiting for then?
You two go on ahead. I need to take another look at that weapon. If I can figure out how that thing works, maybe the Zeniths won't be so invincible after all. It always seems quieter when it snows.
I didn't knock anything from it. Yeah, I didn't. Pick up that flower. Okay.
No. Damn it. Well, it's better than nothing. I need to get the weapon fragment to Gaia to analyze. If we can replicate it, maybe we'll have a way to defeat the Zeniths. I should check on the clone, too. Varl, where's our guest?
We're in the maintenance corridor below the control room.
Okay.
So the old ones painted their faces with something called makeup.
Makeup.
Welcome back. Aloy, I see we have a new guest. So now we know the origin of the transmission.
Yeah. I also recovered this. The weapon it was part of somehow stripped a Zenith of its shield, but it malfunctioned and blew up. If we can recreate the weapon and improve it, maybe we'll gain the upper hand on the Zeniths.
A moment, I will scan it. Complete. By combining the results with data from your focus, I can infer that the weapon was highly advanced. Comparable to Zenith technology. But not how it worked.
Did the explosion corrupt the data?
It was only a catalyst. The moment the weapon malfunctioned, it appears a command executed to purge all data within its core. Ostensibly, this was to prevent the weapon's secrets from falling into enemy hands. Whoever designed this weapon knew how to cover their tracks.
Silence.
Silence. Oops,
Based
I've been
on your
butchering his
data
name.
on him, that
Where the
is
fuck
my
did I get
conclusion
silence
as
from?
well.
And he's not gonna cooperate with us. Well, it was worth a shot. But that's not all. The Zeniths got Aletheia, along with Artemis and Apollo.
That is unfortunate. However, our original plan remains unchanged. The two remaining subordinate functions should increase my heuristic processing density enough to absorb Hephaestus.
Right. One problem at a time. Well, I guess I better check on the clone before I head back out there.
Yes. She retreated to the maintenance corridor directly below us. Varl is with her.
Right. Thanks, Gaia.
Aloy, glad you made it back okay. She panicked after waking up and stumbled down here. I thought it best to wait for you.
I'll talk to her. Hello? It's Beta, right? My name's Aloy. What's wrong? Is it your injury?
Simulacrum withdrawal syndrome.
I don't understand.
Sudden removal of a neurologically integrated data device. The brain, especially the cerebellum, goes into a kind of sensory freefall. Everything real feels unreal. Distant.
Is there anything that can help?
Do you have a focus to spare? It's primitive, but I can make it work.
Ah,
yeah.
Primitive?
Booting up. So, Aloy, I suppose you want information.
About you and the Zeniths? Yeah. Why are they here? What do they want? How did they get you? But let's start at the beginning. I'm guessing they faked the destruction of their ship 1,000 years ago?
That seems consistent with their behavior. They wouldn't want to be followed.
So far, Zenith established a colony world after all.
Yes, for a few hundred years, but it didn't last. Some sort of natural disaster rendered it uninhabitable.
Okay, so the descendants of Far Zenith escaped a dying planet, and now they want to claim Earth for themselves?
Not their descendants.
What?
not their descendants. It's them. The same ones who left Earth 1,000 years ago. You didn't know? How can they still be alive? They don't even look... What did they do to themselves? I believe it's a combination of pharmaceutical, cellular treatments, and technological implants. And you? Does that mean that you're... I'm not like them. I was made. On the way to Earth. On the ship. I spent years studying in my training interface, all so that I could serve my function. Access and control of the terraforming system. But why? What do the Zeniths want with it? When I discovered the Zero Dawn system had disseminated into its subcomponents, I thought my purpose was to fix it. But I don't think the Zeniths want that at all. I think they want to wipe Earth clean and start over. So the Zeniths want to exterminate life on Earth. That's what Gaia and I concluded too. But why? Why kill everyone just to take over? When they took me on missions with them, I saw how they butchered the tribal people we encountered. They didn't seem to care about a rejuvenated Earth, so I concluded that they must want a hard reboot of the system. Then they can redesign it to be exactly what they want. Mass extinction for their own comfort? Who thinks like that? Well, without their Gaia kernel, they'll have a hard time doing that. The Zeniths needed Elizabeth's gene print to access Zero Dawn facilities. So they made you. Trained you. And you went along with it? They told me I was born to interface with the Zero Dawn system. When we reached Earth, I pieced together what must have happened to Gaia and her subordinate functions. That's when I started to realize I wasn't meant to fix Gaia. That they must have made me so I could do what their remote extinction signal failed to do. Reboot Earth, for their own benefit. So you know about the extinction signal? It was speculation, but the only logical conclusion why Gaia suddenly self-destructed after operating efficiently for centuries. Gaia would have only undertaken such a desperate course of action if it had detected a threat to life on Earth that was more dangerous than ceasing function altogether. I should have realized that she would also order the recreation of Elizabeth Sobek to rebuild her. Yeah, well, surprise.
Yeah.
So we're dealing with the same Far Zenith people who once lived on Earth. What else do you know about them? They were some of the most affluent and powerful people on Earth. They controlled almost every major resource, every industry. Gerard commands them. He's the one who decided to set up a base. The others, Eric, Tilda, Verbena, they resent his authority over them, but in the end, they always do what he says.
Eric. He's the one I fought back in the Hades Proving Lab.
He enjoys hurting people.
Yeah, I know. You mentioned the Zeniths set up a base here on Earth. Where is it?
Off the coast, I think. Whenever I had to go on missions, I was transported inside of a Spectre drone. I couldn't see anything outside. But I did overhear the Zeniths talking about it once. They were discussing setting up a perimeter energy shield to repel the local fauna. I'm certain they have other security measures. Spectre patrols, machine lures. It must be impregnable.
What's inside the base?
Launch facilities, so they can shuttle back and forth to their ship in orbit. Plus, infrastructure to gather materials and fabricate anything they need.
Are there more Zeniths than the ones you met?
I'm not sure. I suppose there must be more of them in the base or back on the ship. For all I know, there could be more of them out in space. Other survivors of the colony.
I think it goes even past just their genetic makeup being identical. Because essentially what we are seeing is that the two Elizabeth Sobeks here, both of them end up figuring things out. They both are geniuses. Both end up like figuring out and kind of like carrying on Elizabeth's mission. Where is this technology? 40 years in the future. And only created as a result of an impending Death? Death by robots?
You said the Zenith's colony in the Sirius system was destroyed. What happened?
All I was ever told was that a natural disaster forced them to leave Sirius. I've speculated that it was an extrasolar object or a cataclysmic seismic event. Or maybe even an abnormally violent coronal mass ejection from Sirius A.
The Zeniths never told you any details.
They said the only thing that mattered was that they survived. First Earth, 1,000 years ago, and then Sirius.
Guess they survived old age, too.
Something's up. I don't think the Zenith colony died. I think these guys got kicked out or something.
How did you escape the Zeniths?
Before the Hades Proving Lab, I never thought I'd get away from them. Even if I were to run. I'd never survive on my own in the wilds. But then I saw you. And I thought that maybe you could help me. So when the Zeniths pinpointed Eluthia's location in the biomedical research facility, I saw an opportunity.
You said you saw an opportunity to escape when you went to capture Eluthia. What did you do, exactly?
Whenever I was taken out on a mission to recover a subordinate function, only one of the Zeniths would go with me.
The one the rebels killed, outside the facility.
But Baina's dead? How did they bypass her shield?
I'm looking into it. But you were talking about your escape?
Well, when it was time to use the Zenith's transmitter to send Eluthia back to base, I also sent the encrypted transmission. Then I distracted Verbena long enough to seal myself in the ectogenic chamber, altering the facility's log so it appeared that there were only 236 containers.
And the Gaia root kernel?
I told them I could capture Eluthia faster if I had it with me, and they believed me.
Well done. You said you were born on the way to Earth. In an artificial womb, I'm guessing?
The Zeniths had an ectogenic chamber aboard the ship. An updated version of the one you found me in. They must have used a stored sample of Elizabeth's DNA.
I doubt Elizabeth would have let them take her DNA. Do you know how they got it?
That wasn't part of the archive I was allowed to access.
You said you spent years studying in a training interface. Was this archive you mentioned part of that?
But only the parts I was permitted to access. Aristotle and Aspasia, the avatars of the archive, would assign me learning modules and evaluate my progress.
Wait, those names. They were designed to be the virtual guides for the Apollo database, before Ted Faro purged it.
The Zeniths have a copy.
So it still exists. And you got to learn from it.
Only what was deemed pertinent to the mission. If I requested information outside of my parameters, my tutors would deny it.
To have all that knowledge, just out of reach, must have been frustrating.
Can we just talk about how Ashley Birch is definitely gonna fucking win, like, the voice actor award for the video game awards this year? Like, she's talking to herself right now. And they are genetically identical characters. But they have completely different personalities, and it's coming across perfect. The talent! The talent!
Right. I think that's enough for now. Do you want to come upstairs, or...
So how long? You know, your plan. How long before Gaius fabricated a machine army to defeat the Zeniths?
How did you know?
Optimal strategy, so?
Well, I still have to get 2 more subordinate functions before Gaia's powerful enough to absorb Hephaestus.
What? You don't have Hephaestus already?
Gaia's still figuring out how to capture it. It's not confined to a single... To a single location! Of course not!
You didn't even know who the Zeniths really are.
You were supposed to be further along by now. Coming here was a mistake. They're gonna find me. They're gonna find this place and take me back. This was all for nothing.
They're not going to find us. Gaia's using Minerva to mask our location.
What difference does it make? You're too far behind. We're never going to beat them. Everything. Everyone. They're gonna die.
Hey. Calm down. You're here now, right? So is there anything you can do to help?
I have certain knowledge sets. And given your state of progress, expertise you probably lack.
Okay, that's a bit mean.
Engineering, of course. Computer science, physics, biology, chemistry.
Okay. Well, see if you can do something with that. Talk to Gaia. I'll check on you later.
How'd it go?
Her injury's not that bad, but I think she regrets coming here. Feeling might be mutual.
I'll come back later and talk to her. See if I can learn anything.
So I guess we won't be making use of Sylens' weapon. And now there is another clone of Elizabeth here with us. But I can't let it distract me. I still have 2 more sub-functions to get.
I finally go back this thing. Oh yeah, I don't have a code. Fuck. Forgot about that. Wheatley are no, Dory, they're not. That would make Clay very happy. Fuck the guy, huh?
Hello again, Aloy.
Hey, Gaia. It's me.
Hello, Aloy. Did you wish to continue our discussion?
When we were at the facility where we found Beta, there were records that said Far Zenith were researching embryogenesis. I know they traded their ectogenic chambers to Zero Dawn, but why were they researching it in the first place?
At this point, we can only speculate. Perhaps at one time they meant the Odyssey to be a colony ship, necessitating such technology. As their goals evolved over time, so did their areas of research.
So they got more selfish as the risks of staying on Earth kept rising. So, I guess Beta's here to stay. I gave her a focus. Told her to talk to you to see if she can help. She's not what I expected.
What were you expecting?
I don't know. Someone more helpful, I guess. And
rude.
Less pessimistic.
Fair.
It is true, she overestimated our progress. However, it is also worth noting that her confidence in your abilities emboldened her to escape the Zeniths.
I guess so.
Give her time. She may yet come around.
Beta believes the Zeniths want to use the terraforming system to wipe out life on Earth. Start over, so they can build it how they want.
Further supporting our hypothesis.
But why? Given their technology, they could wipe out the tribes of the world by easier means. And if they're the same people who left Earth 1,000 years ago, wouldn't they want the biosphere to be as it was?
It is likely they adjusted to different planetary conditions in their colony on Sirius. They may be trying to recreate that environment here.
Ooh.
Turning Earth into a new Sirius. Their own personal playground.
Yeah, so whenever Aloy says Beta, that is the name of our clone. Or, well, of our twin.
So the Zeniths are the same people who left Earth. Physically immortal.
Yes, this is Harry Potter, but without a
figure it out?
piece of shit author.
From what we know of Far Zenith, it is plausible that prominent geneticists and engineers were offered a place aboard the Odyssey in exchange for their expertise. Given enough time, technology, and resources, any challenge can be overcome.
Like how Minerva eventually generated the deactivation codes for the Pharaoh Plague.
Exactly.
The Zeniths. Gerard, Eric, Tilda, Verbena. Beta said they were some of the most powerful people on Earth. Do you know anything about them?
Unfortunately, no. My personal
Don't
database
fucking
is
tell
limited
me.
to those who worked on Zero Dawn. Additionally, it appears Far Zenith was quite secretive about
Ted
their
Farrow's
members.
one of them.
Only one, Oswald Dahlgard, was ever publicly known.
Right. He was the spokesperson back at their old launch facility.
What we can conclude from your and Beta's experiences is that the Zeniths are ruthless in pursuit of their goal. To protect life on Earth, they must be stopped.
Ted fucking Farrow is one of these fuckers. I fucking know it. I fucking know it. He's gotta be.
The extinction signal didn't just wake Hades. It made every subordinate function self-aware. Why?
I have wondered this myself. So far as I can tell, Hades was the sole target, and the partial sentience imparted to other subordinate functions was incidental.
A signal that precise would require thorough knowledge of the system. How could the Zeniths know that?
From the records on your focus, it appears Far Zenith had an informant during the development of Zero Dawn.
Hank Shaw. He was supposed to steal a copy of the system for Far Zenith, but Elizabeth and Travis Tate caught him first.
Yes. It is likely Far Zenith acquired knowledge on the systems designed through him, despite his failure.
So from what Beta told me, I guess we can assume the Zenith's technology is powerful in all sorts of ways, right?
Yes. As your encounters with them amply demonstrate, they appear to make extensive use of robotic servitors. Further, they seem to be equipped with some kind of protective energy field that shields them from harm.
They seemed indestructible, but that weapon the rebels used stripped their shield somehow.
Throughout history, every defensive technology has eventually been defeated by an offensive counterpart. While we lack the anti-shielding weapon, were I to absorb Hephaestus and utilize it to create a large force of combat machines, no shielding could withstand such an assault indefinitely.
So there's hope.
Always.
The missing subordinate functions.
Artemis rewilded the Eluth and acculturing Apollo was disseminating. Unfortunately, all archive.
Pharaoh, huh?
Understandable. He appears to have been pathological.
All three of the missing functions have or were. Do you still need?
Empowering, unfortunately. As we now know, they are.
No, we already got this info. This is the new info.
Is very likely impossible.
I guess our best shot at recovering them is by taking over.
I don't know
Zenith's
why it's
base.
working. Like why
But we'll need
they decided
Hephaestus
to have
and
it
a
work
bunch of
like
combat
that.
machines to do that.
Correct.
So, once Hephaestus has been recovered and merged, you'll regain the capacity to mass-produce machines at cauldrons around the world.
Yes. And to program their behavioral routines, or even control them directly.
So you could build an army of machines. Attack the Zeniths and take them out.
It is in my nature to take any and all necessary steps to preserve life on Earth, human life above all. So yes, once I have been empowered with the capacities of Hephaestus, I could design, build, given the nature of the Far Zenith threat, I must admit, however, no matter how aggressive...
That's good.
Indeed.
I guess I should get
I
going.
don't know why they... It's a little
As you
weird
say.
that they have it work like that.
Be well, Aloy.
Why they have her repeat the information before getting to new info. Like, I also kind of understand it because it's related information. It's a little confusing. IMO.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
Errand? You okay?
Huh? Oh, yeah. I mean, why wouldn't I be?
Because there's two of me now.
There's two of you now.
Yeah.
At least you seem to be handling it okay.
I
wouldn't
love
say that
Errand.
exactly, but I'm trying. Did you speak with Beta at all?
She didn't really wake up till we brought her here. And when she did, I thought it'd be better if Zoe and Varl took care of her. No use crowding someone when they're in a state.
King shit.
What are you working on with your focus?
I'm still figuring out how to read stuff on this thing. Those two lovebirds over there have been giving me a hand. But to be honest, all the little symbols, they give me a headache. But I'll get up to speed. I promise.
What you reading next?
I saw Gaia added something to the archives about metal rods being used to harness lightning during storms. Guy reminded me of a cousin of mine. Thought he could trap lightning if he covered himself in Stormbird plates. Went up the tallest mountain in the claim to prove it. It ended like a lot of Oseram things do. With a spark and a boom.
That had to hurt. Well, it might have been a quick death.
I have to get going.
Don't go
Maybe.
causing too much trouble.
Hey, you and Errand okay?
Nothing some rest can't take care of. Are you okay? This beta thing, it's a lot. Even for you.
Just trying to take it one step at a time.
Fair enough. If you need anything, just let me know.
How's everyone dealing with Beta?
I tried explaining what a clone is to Errand. He was totally lost. Then Zoe said something about two trees coming from one seed. That seemed to help a bit.
I see everyone's settling in.
Zoe's planning on bringing all kinds of plants in here. Says a home should always spring with life anew. I asked Aaron to help find some. I think he'd rather stick his head into a snap mall.
Still, it's not a bad idea. Should liven up the place.
Training?
It's good to see you and Zoe enjoying yourselves.
We're learning a lot. I've actually been looking through the data to find ideas for a gift, and to thank her for helping me study the glyphs. Something from the old world that she's never seen before. Instead, I found out they gave each other stuffed animals. If you ask me, stuffing a dead animal with anything, really, doesn't sound like a good time for anybody.
Maybe Gaia can help you find something else. I should get back to the wilds.
I'll keep an eye on Beta. Make sure she's comfortable.
Okay.
Aloy.
Hey, thought I'd, check in on how you're doing.
You mean after meeting someone who looks exactly like you, but isn't you, down in the basement? Guess
Yes.
this must be even stranger for you than it is for us, huh?
A little.
Varl said she may be able to help us in our mission, though.
Maybe.
There is something I'd like to discuss. It's about the land gods. If you have time, that is.
You said you met Beta?
Varl mentioned she was hurt. I thought I'd offer her an extract to soothe the pain.
That was kind of you.
I just hope she doesn't plan on staying burrowed down there like that. She looks like she's barely seen the light of day as it is.
What else have you been up to?
I've been studying Gaia's seedlings. the sub-functions. I wanted to understand why one of them would do what they did to Fa. Imagine my surprise when I looked into this Hephaestus and found out it helped create all machines, our land gods included. In a way, the Utaru owe Hephaestus our whole way of life, as well as our current troubles.
That's why we have to make Gaia whole again. Learn anything interesting lately?
There's been much to read up on now that Ether has been reunited with Gaia. It's hard to imagine that machines like Stormbirds once helped heal the skies. I used to be terrified of them as a child. Thunder still brings chills to my skin. But everything Gaia creates has a purpose, no?
Yeah. And if we can get Hephaestus back, she can get those Stormbirds in line. You said you wanted to talk about the land gods?
I think there's a way to heal them so that they'll once again provide Plainsong with grain. Gaia gave me a set of instructions. She called it, reboot code. If we deliver it to the land gods, their derangement will end.
That's great.
Maybe. There are thorns on the path. Unless the code is given by Hephaestus, the land gods will reject it. Gaia showed me a way around this. We need components called control cores from machines made by Hephaestus. Machines similar to the land gods.
You mean Grimhorns? Like the one we fought in the repair bay?
Yes. Gaia helped me locate 2 of them out west.
So, kill the machines, get the control cores, then use them to adapt the reboot code into something the land gods will obey?
If all goes well. But taking down 2 Grimhorns won't be easy.
We'll do it together.
Bless you, Aloy. I'll send you the location.
It'll
of the
be easy.
machines.
Especially now that I've got my
I need to get going.
May the land
the
bloom
Havoc.
in your steps.
I think the one that allows them, makes them attack each other.
Aloy, there are more supplies in the chest. Help yourself.
Holy.
Where'd Katalo go? One of Studious Fordyce's many schools. It was a pain getting him to Barrenlight. Still, he didn't deserve to be run down by Regola's riders.
I see you, champion.
Ooh. Give.
Honorable paint.
Please.
Am I currently using a bolt blaster? I don't think I. Let's see. Okay, so this does. I can replace the blast thing then.
Heard the lowlanders have been fighting rebels by the coast, west of the Grove. If you're still helping the chief handle those scabs, you might want to talk to Kragella at Tide's Reach.
If I make it out there, I'll see what I can do.
Don't let the pretty lands...
Alright, that's where we're gonna stop for today.
It's deadly out.
Look at my wares, or you won't know what you've missed.
Please, stick around for the raid, since I finally have, for the first time in what feels like weeks, enough people to do a raid. So long as the motherfucking 5-head is still alive himself. I think he's still alive right now. There's Tarada. Or did we get a howdy from you earlier, Tarada? I can't remember if we got a howdy. Did we get a howdy? We haven't talked all stream. You were quiet today. Holy shit. He's got views today. You're in Sea of Thieves? No problem, Dory. / raid Frank. Thank you guys. Oh, remember guys, this channel is intended for mature. No, that's actual fucking y'all confusing me. We're gonna raid the fucking 5-head. Show him some love. Well, how is that? Oh, wait, now I see that you're Dory, this thing right here, it don't work. I didn't even realize. I kind of, because you told me that you were already talking, you were talking as Dory already, so I was just assuming any text coming in was Dory. So like I completely zoned out and just went full on like autopilot. Anyways, I will be live next Saturday. So yeah, for more Horizon Forbidden West. Thank you guys for showing up, and go enjoy the 5-head stream. He's got a hat on now. Goodbye. Raid!